Hi friends, this is Ravi Padmanabhan here, a wealth creation expert, investor, and founder of Art of Wise Investing. Today, I'm going to share about one of the most talked about IPOs in recent time. This is IPO of Zomato. Most of you might be looking forward to it. But let me share on the story of Zomato because not many of you would be looking at knowing much about it. So the story of Zomato started in 2008. It was in the office of Bain Capital. So there were two employees, Dipinder Goyal and Pankaj Chadda. They were working there, and during the lunchtime, they found that they were standing in a long queue for ordering food. But what happened was like they decided like let us start scanning the menu items and let us upload in our office website, intranet website, so that they can look at having a much lesser time. So immediately this became a very big hit. They started scanning the restaurant menus and uploading in their intranet site. And in 2009, they decided to quit their jobs and start focusing on this full-time venture. So that is how the idea of Foodie Bay, that was the earlier avatar of Zomato, and it was quite successful. It became a hit in Delhi region. And in 2010, there was one very interesting incident which happened. Like one of the users of this Foodie Bay was Sanjeev Bikhchandani, who was the founder of InfoEdge, one of India's most successful internet companies. So what happened was like he, along with his colleague Hitesh, they started using Foodie Bay. They were using for many months. And one interesting thing which happened was like he wanted to find out who was the owner. So he looked at finding out the domain name, who was owning the domain name, and he saw Dipinder name in the admin as the contact. So he was then made a Google search and he sends out an email like this, like saying that I'm using your site, we are your fans, and we are looking to invest some money in this company. So Dipinder Goyal gets this email in 2010 and he replies in 24 hours. They meet in 48 hours. And finally, in 72 hours, InfoEdge has invested in Zomato. So over a period of time, they started with just $1 million. That was around 4.7 crores at that time. Over a period of time, Foodie Bay, as the earlier name of Zomato, they changed their avatar. They expanded pan-India, and they started serving more and more people. And today, the investment of what Sanjeev Bikhchandani had done in this company is worth over $1 billion. So around 4.7 crores, but his investment is now worth around 7,000 crores. So that is a brief history about the background of Zomato. And over a period of time, like a lot of global investors like Ant Financial Group, they've all invested in this company. If you just remember in 2018, the company was just worth around probably around 7,500 crores, but today they are coming to the market and they are expecting a valuation of 60,000 crores. So what exactly is Zomato doing currently? Zomato, most of you might be knowing, they are into food delivery, and current IPO, they are raising around 9,000 crores. And the offer for sale of 375 crores is actually the shares which Naukri had invested, they are exiting. So that is around 375 crores. So this 9,000 crores, where is this money going? So you need to understand that this 9,000 crores, Zomato currently is a loss-making company. So they are looking at organic growth. So they are keeping around 3,600 crores, which is roughly 40% for organic growth. They are looking at acquiring smaller companies. So for inorganic growth, they are keeping around 35%. And for operational running expenses, they are having around 1,350 crores. So because the company is now in a rapid expansion phase, so they need to burn a lot of cash, because this business, if you look at it, currently Swiggy is the market leader. You are also going to have Amazon coming in. They've already set up in Amazon delivery in terms of food delivery. They have started in Bangalore in a test phase. So what you're going to find is like people with deep pockets are entering this business. So it's going to be a very tough time for Zomato, even after they get this listing, this cash may not be sufficient. So if you're a long-term investor, this is a point to note. The cash which you're raising now, it may not be sufficient in the long run. So that is one aspect of Zomato that probably if they are doing price war, or in terms of finding the market share, if they are having this, then this might be one of the things to note down in future. Another thing what you are finding here is that this IPO is priced in such a way that the price is around 72 to 76. Today, remember, we are in a bull market, and this bull market is driven by a lot of young investors. Young investors have been using apps. They are quite familiar with Zomato. So everyone wants to own a piece of the pie. And remember, in a bull market, valuations go for a toss. So not many people, if you look at the traditional metric of valuation, like a company needs to be a profit making. So that is something which we don't have. So it is very tough to look at what is the PE ratio, or finding out how much times the profitability the company is looking at it. But if you look at the price to sales, compared to the sales, Zomato's price to sales is much more than what the global players are. So the global players, if you look at food aggregators like DoorDash, they are valued at 8 times sales. But if you look at Zomato, Zomato is twice of the global aggregators. But what is the reason why they can justify is that India in tier 2 cities, Zomato is not much penetrated. So India is a very high growth market. So that can be one of the justifications given. Another thing what you also need to remember is that tech companies, especially in situations like they need a lot of innovation. So what happens is, like, tech businesses keep rapidly changing. So unlike traditional businesses, where if you're looking at business like cookware or pressure cookers, they are very predictable businesses. But if you're looking at businesses like this, where technology keeps changing, the market leadership change, the market dynamics change, so it is very tough to have a long-term prediction of what the market can be like maybe 2-3 years down the line. That is also going to be a big challenge. Another thing what you have to understand is, like, globally, platform-based companies are getting a lot of attractive investment destinations. They have been doing quite well. So that can be one of the reasons why a lot of attention is coming from, say, institutional investors in this IPO. And finally, the greed factor. Everyone wants to make a lot of quick money. So you need to understand the greed factor also plays a huge role. So if you can say that the greed doesn't even limit to public alone, even institutional investors, if you look at the data in the last 2 days, even dividend yield funds have invested in Zomato. Very shocking. You might find the dividend yield funds. That means that they're going beyond the mandate, because there is a pressure for even institutions, because they have a lot of cash. They need to look at opportunities to make money. So another thing what you'll be able to find is that Zomato is a loss-making company. So in a loss-making company, the IPO structure is a little different, because what happens is that a loss-making company comes with 75% of the QIB quota. Because in a loss-making company, the retail quota is only 10%. So in this 9,000 crore IPO, 9,000 plus crore IPO, the retail is only going to be a 10% quota. So today what you're going to find is that the retail quota will be very less, and there is going to be a scramble for the retail and HNIs to apply for the IPO. The retail section, I guess it might be easily anywhere between 50 to 100 times oversubscribed, and that will mean that 1 in 100 applications or 1 in 50 applications will get allotment. So that means that it's going to be a huge scramble. There is going to be a huge demand on listing day, and people are betting on listing gains. People are taking a bet on listing gains. Yes, there is a good possibility, very strong possibility, that the IPO might list at premium. It's just my opinion. But what you need to look at is, like, applying an IPO, you can do a very small application. The long-term business is what, if you're looking at the long-term trends, that is where you need to understand that Zomato is a high-risk business. Yes, it is a loss making, but we need to understand that there are different metrics. You cannot categorize a platform company based on traditional valuation metrics. One needs to closely watch and see if they are successfully gaining market share and turning profitable. Right now, what is happening is, like, their profitability is like yes, they are making a small profit of 23 per order, apart from other things. And this, if it is sustainable, if they are going to able to expand, then the company might be a good thing to wait and watch. But I would say, like, listing gains might be there, but the chances of one being successful in an IPO are probably a very, very minuscule reason. So wait and watch, closely track the business, and I would say if things turn uh, promising, then you can keep adding. So do not worry in case you don't get an allotment in IPO. One needs to track how the business is. It's quite an interesting to watch how these new age businesses are growing. But yes, traditional value investing techniques do not merit an investment in this. So these are my views. Be very, very careful when you are looking at high net worth individual application, because there is a lot of times people think that if I borrow money and invest, I'll get better allotment. But remember, you are paying an interest on the borrowed money. So it is okay if you're applying a small quota, and don't worry. Just even if you're not getting an allotment, just see how the results are, and over a period of time you might be able to see how the company performs. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching this video. If you're looking forward for more such inputs on money management, investing, and personal finance, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and see you more very soon. Bye bye.